Here I have a landscape image from Panama taken with a telephoto lens, and I used a 100 to 400 millimeter telephoto zoom, and what you see is that things far in the background will be drawn closer together, so the image will be in a way compressed, and here we have all the hills and they will be drawn together, and it gives us a stronger composition. It's taken on a rainy day in Panama, and it gives a feeling of depth in the image. Here is a telephoto landscape taken at Dovrefjell in Norway, taken with a 600 millimeter telephoto lens, and you can also see the layers here in the image. So a telephoto lens can create strong graphical images. Another example, here is a muskox in Dovrefjell, Norway, and it's wise to keep distance to these animals, and therefore a telephoto lens can be useful in these types of situations. And also I can compose, so I have the landscape and the animal in the same image, and I can show the environment the animal lives in. And here is one taken with a 100 to 400 millimeter zoom, and it's in Romsdal, Norway, and you see I can crop the image I want out in the field by zooming in and select all the elements I want to have and exclude all the other elements I don't want in the image. And if you are close to a waterfall with a lot of water spray, you can stay in a distance and the lenses and you will not get wet, and you can get amazing images from a distance. It's taken with a 100 to 400 millimeter lens. And here, last evening light on pine trees in Telemark, Norway, one of my favorite areas, and I love this image, and it's taken with a 85 millimeter lens, and I cropped the image a little bit in the editing tool, and I like this crop. In Panama, the rainforests, it's sometimes very good to use a telephoto lens from a distance and shoot the images of the rainforest. Another example, we have these large quipu trees, can be 50 to 60 meters tall, fantastic trees, and one of my favorite trees. Here's in the cloud forest in Panama. I've taken this in the last evening light. It's a little bit misty, and I love the evening light on the trees, and it looks like they are alive, and maybe I'm 200-300 meters away from these trees, but it seems like I'm inside them, almost inside them. Another composition of the same scene, but vertical. So you can practice change between horizontal and vertical images. Another example here, a vertical image in Altos de Campana National Park in Panama, and here's the horizontal. So switch between vertical and horizontal and see which one is the strongest. And here we also got a feeling of depth with layers inside the misty rainforest in Soberanía National Park in Panama. And the same place on another day. It's very beautiful. You can get a feeling that you are almost inside the rainforest, but the truth is I'm hundreds of meters away, and it's taken with a 600 millimeter lens. And here too, the flowering May trees, very beautiful trees in Panama, and they flower in May, and here I have some sunlight on them and I have mist above them, and gives me a good contrast, and I can stand a couple of 100 meters away with my 100 to 400 millimeter and compose my image. Another image from Panama I took in March this year, and I love this image. It's in the last evening light. It's a small village. We have the forest and the hills, and I also like the church in the foreground and all the layers in the image. So it gives me a feeling of depth, and of course the colors are spectacular.